Welcome guys, Chris Cox here for another Kiss guitar lesson. Today we're going to cover a song from Alive 2 Side 4. For those who used to listen to records, this is Rockin' in the USA. Great song. This features the guitar work of the awesome Bob Kulick. So let's go ahead and start with the intro riff. This tuning is a half step down from standard. So this is what the intro riff is going to sound like. Okay, so basically we're working with the low E string, A string, and D string on this riff. And it starts off with just a, open E5 power chord. So you're going to basically put your first finger on the second fret of the A string. You're going to strike the low E string and the A string together. And then we're going to hit the C sharp note on the fourth fret of the A string and pivot back and forth from the second fret of the A string, which is the B note. So far we have this. So we're E, C sharp, B, C sharp. And then we're going to grab this E note on the D string. So we have this. And we're going to pluck that E note twice. And then we're going to come back to the C sharp on the fourth fret. Go back to the B. And then we're going to descend on the third fret of the E and second fret of the E. And then hit an open E. So the whole thing plays slowly is. Last part, where instead of going to the E note here on the D string, we're going to go and play the D note, which is going to be on the A string. You could even grab that on the open E string, open D string if you wanted to. You can do it that way. I think for me it just feels a little easier this way, but just shift to the D note. C sharp, B, end on G, the third fret of the low E, and then we're going to go to power chord, A5 power chord. So you're basically kind of borrowing your first finger across the second fret of the D string, second fret of the G string. So let's play that whole thing again. Now, in between there's a little chord we're going to do there, so we're going to go. Okay, so what you're doing there, after you hit that A5, you're going to put your third finger on the third fret of the B string, and then the ring finger is going to be on the fourth fret of the D string, and you're going to do a. And I should say, the strings you're strumming are going to be the D string, G string, and B string. So you want to make sure you get all those in. But when you come back to the A5, we're only strumming the open A, the second fret of the D, and the second fret of the G. So it sounds like this. And then we go back into the riff. So let's play that whole thing through, just to put it all together. Back to the main riff. Now, the second pass through, there's nothing that changes with the riff, but we're going to add another part. So when we go to this, same thing, but then we're going to shift down to the 4th fret, which is going to be borrowing your first finger across the 4th fret of the D and the G, and we're still going to be grabbing, it's going to be this same chord. We're going to move it up the neck 2 frets, and then do a... Okay, so let's play that again slow. Second position, shift up or down, two frets, and then we go into the chorus. Okay, so the chorus is fairly easy. So after we do the... hit this low E open, I'm going to mute it with my palm, and I'm going to come down here to the 9th fret and play the 9th fret of the D and G. So it's like a perfect 4th interval there on the 9th fret. So we're, it'd be kind of similar to like an E5 chord. We're going to leave out this 7th fret of the A string and just play open E and then D and G. And then we're going to shift down. That's going to be the exact same thing you're playing here. We're just shifting a few frets up. So we go D and G string, bar across with your first finger. And you're going to basically just play the 5th fret and then slide down to the 7th fret. So it's... Okay. Before the ending part of the chorus, we play a riff that goes... And then we end with a D5. So that riff is just E note on the D string. We'll pluck that twice. So back to that C sharp in B. So C sharp, B sharp, C sharp, B, C sharp, E. So. And then we're going to play that D5. Now the D5 I'm playing here, I'm playing an open D string. First finger's on the 2nd fret of the G, middle finger is on the 3rd fret of the B. Now, this is when the guitar solo kicks in. So let's go over what the rhythm's doing underneath the guitar solo. So same thing, we're playing the same riff. And then it repeats back. Guitar solo is finishing up here. Again. And we're back into the chorus. So the rhythm guitar part underneath the guitar solo is pretty much the same as the verse. Okay, so if you know the verse, then you know the rhythm guitar behind the lead. Now the last part, when we're chorusing out, because this is a short song, I don't even think it's 3 minutes long, and we're playing this E part. So that's the ending. So you play this riff. C5, D5, and then the song ends on E5. So those are power chords. So that's the 1st fret on the 3rd fret of the A string, ring fingers on the 5th fret of the D string. That's the C5. We're going to shift down or up to the 5th fret. We're playing, so basically the 5th fret of the A, 7th fret of the D, E5, and then we're going to shift down another whole step, which is 2 frets. To the first finger is going to be on the 7th fret, ring finger is going to be on the 3rd fret, that's an E5. And then the song ends. Okay, so we're getting into the solos. So, as I said earlier, Bob Kulick plays the guitar solos. Everybody knows that that's the older brother of Bruce Kulick. Great guitar player. I highly recommend checking out some of Bob's other stuff that he's done. He recently did a solo album a couple years ago. Very cool. He's had a band called Balance, a band called Skull. He's done a lot of really cool music over the years, so check out Bob's other stuff. But basically, this solo is going to feature lots of double stops. And double stops are where you're playing 2 notes together. So the first part is, and I kind of slide into this. It sounds like Bob slides into it as well. So basically, you're barring across the 9th fret of the D and G string, and I'm kind of rocking. I'm putting some vibrato in there, but I'm actually, shaking the D and G string, so it's oops. Then we do a. So with this, we're basically going to shift down the fretboard to the 11th fret of the D and G, and we're going to play those 2 strings together and do like a. We're going to bend them both down, so I'm pulling both of these notes together down. So it's a quick, a little bit, quick string bend. And we're back to the 9th fret, so we have. So basically, you're pivoting back and forth from the 11th fret D and G string to the 9th fret D and G string. So slide in, back to the 7th, back to the 9th. Now, from here we're going to do that's going to be 9th fret of the A and 11th fret of the A and play, and then back to that 9th fret of the D and G. So slowly. Play that again. So the next part, we're going to bar our pinky finger across the B and high E string and get this, plucking those strings together, so another double stop. So we have this. Now with this, we're going to do so we're still doing another double stop. See, we play the high E and the B string, and then we're on the 9th fret going to grab with our ring finger the G string. So you're going to bend that G string up, and then you're going to bend up, come back down, release, and pull off back to the 9th fret of the G. So it sounds like this. So you kind of see how I'm doing a second time. So let's play what we have so far. And when we come off of that, we're going to come back and end on this 11th fret of the D string, which is a C sharp note. So, and then the lick kind of ends back on the E note of the G string. So, okay, now I'm going to go back through and play all this very slowly again. The next lick is a. Sounds similar to the other lick, except this time we're not playing the double stops. So we bend up on the 11th fret of the G string, and then we're going to grab on the 9th fret of the high E, and then we're going to go with our pinky finger or ring finger, we're going to grab the B note on the 12th fret of the B, and then we're going to come back to the 11th fret of the G, and so, and do that same similar lick how we did earlier. We did it's the same thing except we're not doing a double stop. And that's just a bend, release, pull off. A pull off's where you're basically not plucking the note, you're just pulling your finger down and then the note behind it resonates. And that's back to the 11th fret of the D, back to the 9th fret of the G. So we have, that's the, and then we go back into the double stops. Another part of the lead. So we do that similar intro lick that we did, so we're basically just repeating that. So it's, and then we're back to the 9th fret of the A string to the 11th fret, and then we're going to end on the 9th fret of the G and 10th fret of the B. So let's play what we have so far. Take you through the whole thing slowly again. Repeat that intro lick again. Now this part we're doing another double stop. So we're grabbing the note on the 11th fret of the G and the 12th fret of the B. And you can see how I'm kind of rocking that B string up and down. And then we're going to do a pull off again and end on that 11th fret of the D with your middle finger. And then you're going to quickly go back with your ring finger and pinky finger and then do a, and then stop the note. Now from here we do a, and basically you're just with your pinky or middle finger or your ring finger, you're grabbing the 12th fret of the high E, and then we're plucking the B note on the 12th fret of the B string. So I'm basically hit the E note, and I'm just bending up and down and releasing, letting that ring. So we have, okay, now we're almost done. So we go back to the 11th fret of the G and we do a, and that's just a slow bend up, and then we're stopping. We're going to release it back down. We're doing a, but then the next note we play is going to be a, well, we already bend the string up and then we pluck it, and then we release it back down. So it's, okay. Let's play that part again. So now the next lick we have to wait, because the next lick kind of feeds into the rhythm guitar. It's basically a, just like we played in the beginning, and then we come up here. Okay, so let's go over that again. So just like we played in the beginning, we're doing a little bend down of the D and G string. And so 9th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, then 9th fret of the A, 11th fret of the A, and then you're going to be plucking the open A string and the D string on the 7th fret. Let that ring. We're going to come up here to the 4th fret, still playing the D and G strings together, those double stops, and we're going to do a, and that's just same, very similar, just that little quick pull down. back, so 4th fret, pull down, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, and on the 4th fret, plucking the D and G string. And then the rhythm guitar notes going, and then back into the chorus. Let's play that whole guitar solo slowly. So we do